Let us continue with our JavaScript essentials required for React. In this, we are going to create simple CRUD operation and we are going to understand how to work with immutable arrays. And this concept is very important. And before understanding this concept, it is also important you should be having understanding of map method, filter method so that we can get started with immutable arrays. So whenever we are working with this kind of arrays, React will always be happy because we are not changing our original data. So whatever operation we are going to perform, that will be creating new array and according to that we can display the result. So this is my simple array inside which I am having two elements which are nothing but an object. Now perform CRUD operation. First, what we have to do? We have to add elements inside this array. And whatever data we are adding inside this array, it should not be affecting this array. It should create separate array. And in that array, we are going to add our element. So how we are going to do? Let me show you. I will come down. I will be writing create. Okay, it is simply like a CRUD operation, creating, reading, updating and deleting data. So inside this, I will be creating one variable. I will write new data is equal to inside this array, whatever data I am having inside this array, I just want entire data. So what we have to do? We have to use spread operator. If you are not aware what spread operator is, in this playlist, you will be getting complete lecture on spread operator. So I suggest you to watch this complete playlist. I will be selecting my array. So as soon as I give this, whatever elements I am having inside my array, all that will be spread out and it will be displayed inside this new array. So let me show you. I will write log, new data, save it, come here. In my inspect, you can see I am having array of two elements, which is nothing but this one. Whatever elements I am having inside my original array, entire thing is displayed. Now what I want, inside this, I just want to add some more elements. So what I will do, above this, I will be creating one variable. I will give my variable as add data is equal to what I have to add. I have to add object. So here I will write object ID. I will be giving 3. Then exact same structure I will copy and title I will remove this. I will write here Mickey Mouse. And it was created in, let me just write here 1928. And finally created by, I will remove this. I will write here Walt Disney. I have just created object and I have assigned to this variable. Now after spreading all this thing inside this array, I am having two object. Now what I want, I just want to add this entire object in my array. So what I have to do, I just have to copy this variable, separate by comma, just paste that variable. Now if I just refresh, you can see now I am having 3 elements inside my array. And this array is nothing but it is newly created array. Now below this, if I just display my original array, cartoon data, save it, you can see original array is not affected and inside that I am only having 2 elements. So whenever we are working with immutable arrays, React will be very happy because React don't like changing our original array. So that is the reason here we have used spread operator and inside this array we have added one more object. So basically this new data will be having 3 elements inside the array. So this is how we are going to create elements and this is how we are going to read elements. If you want to display in browser, there are multiple ways of displaying, but this is how we are just displaying in our console. So this is the creating. Here let me just write here read. Then next what I have to do, I just have to update element present inside the array. Now whenever I am updating something inside my cartoon data, whatever length I am having inside my array, it has to be same. So just think for a second and tell me what array method we should be using so that after updating also we should be getting exact same length. If you thought map method, then you have understood complete map method which I have uploaded in this playlist. If you are still confused, then you can rewatch the lectures and you can understand the concept. So here inside this cartoon data, I just want to do some updation. You can either update in this array or you can directly update this new data. This will be your choice, but let me just take this cartoon data. Now whatever updation I will be doing, it is not going to affect my original array. Instead, whatever new array I am creating, in that we will be updating the value. So here what I want, from this first object, I just want to remove this name, and Joseph Barbera, I just want to keep this William Hannah. So what I will do, I will come down, I will write one comment, I will simply write update, and from here I will comment. Below this, I will be creating one variable. I will write const update data is equal to, how we are going to write map method. First, we will be passing our array cartoon data dot map. Inside this, we are going to pass our parameter. I will write here data. Then simply we are going to write our operation. Basically, this is our callback function. Now inside this, what I will do, if my data.id, if it is equal to 1, then simply I will just write here object. So what I am doing, first time when this callback function is running, this data will be holding this object. Second time when it is running, this data will be holding this object. So I am checking if my data.id, because whenever we want to access properties in an object, we will be using dot operator. So data is object data.id. If it is equal to 1, then simply what I want to do, whatever data I'm having inside this object, exactly I just want to spread out. So here I will be using object because it is not an array, data is object. So here I am using curly braces and entire thing I just have to spread out. So here I will write data. Then what property I have to change? I have to change this created by. I will come here, copy. I will simply write created by colon, and inside this I simply want to add only this name. I will copy this. I just want to remove this Joseph, and inside this I'm just going to paste that name. If my ID is equal to 1, I want to perform all this operation. Else, if my ID is not equal to 1, then simply I just want to display my object, and my object is nothing but data. I hope you understood what we have done here. So basically, we are using map method. Inside this callback function, first time when it is called, inside array, first time my data will be object, and second time my data will be this object. So first time, based on this operation, if my data ID is equal to 1, first time it is holding this condition is true. So it is going to spread all the elements and it is just updating this data. Then second iteration, my data will be holding second object. Now data ID is not equal to 1, so it is not going to affect anything directly. It is just going to display my object. Now here I'm just going to log update data, save it. I will open. Now you can see inside this first object I am having William Hannah. So only William Hannah is displayed and this entire name is removed because here I have updated my value. But now if I just display my cartoon data, paste it here, inside my cartoon data, I will be having complete name. You can see William Hannah and Joseph Barbera. But inside this updated array, only William Hannah is displayed. So this is how we are going to update elements inside the array. And whatever updation I have done, it has not affected my original array. And also, whatever addition I have done, it has not affected my original array. Let me just comment this entire thing. and also I will be commenting this out. Next part is to delete the elements. So for delete, what method we are going to use? We are going to use filter method, because if the condition is getting matched, we will be including inside the array. If it is not getting matched, we are just going to remove that element from an array. And one thing, make a note of this. This filter method is widely used in React, because most of the time we will be checking for these kind of conditions which we are going to perform now. Here I will be creating one variable, delete data is equal to my array is cartoon data dot filter. Inside this, I should be passing my callback function. And what I want to do, I just want to delete this second object inside this array. So what condition I have passed? If my data.id, if it is not equal to 2, I just want to filter out. So first time my data will be holding, let me just display this cartoon data. First time my data will be holding this id1 object. So it will be checking data.id is not equal to 2. Yes, the condition matches. So this will be filtered inside this new array. Then second time this will be holding this id2 object. So data.id 2 is not equal to 2. The condition fails. So what I will do, I will just remove this second object from my array. Now I'm just going to display log. I will simply write delete data, save it. Now you can see inside this I am only having id1, which is having Tom and Jerry. Let me show you, which is having Tom and Jerry, and second id is removed because this condition got failed. Once it is failed, I will be filtered out. Once it is true, then that data will be added as my new array. So this is how we are going to work on CRUD operation, and this concept is very important because almost all the time you will be using filter method in React to check for this kind of conditions. Just practice this, and whatever operations we have performed till now, let me copy this and comment below this. I will be pasting. It has not affected my original array. So this is how we will be working with immutable arrays, and almost all the time you should try your level best to not change the original array. Instead, create new array and work on that arrays. That's all for this lecture. Thank you for watching.